Hello everybody and welcome back to another video looking at Japanese alcohols. We're going to get started right away with this one. It's a brand we've done before. It's Horoyoi, which is noted for being like the more mild kind of alcohol cocktails. But I wanted to get this flavour because it's different from any of the other ones I've tried, and it's Blue Hawaiian flavour. Blue Hawaiian being a cocktail with blue curacao or something like that, I believe. Let's have a look. Oh, it's a sour as well, so that should be something a little bit different. So, the first thing we usually do is we get our little taster cup to have a look at it. So let's open it up. It smells very citrusy. So we pour it out. Oh yeah, there we are. Very nice, bright blue, blue number one, according to the recipe there, the ingredients. And yeah, it smells kind of sherbety, like a lemon sherbet. So let's give it a try. Not that sour, but again, I don't think it's supposed to be like sour. But yeah, it has a tangy, lemony citrus flavour. And again, it's not very strong, it's a very mild, mellow cocktail. Yeah, very easy drinking. Doesn't say what the alcohol is. I'm pretty sure Blue Hawaiian is made with blue curacao. I'm not sure what the spirit in blue curacao is. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. That's the way I've always heard it pronounced anyway. But yeah, very nice. Yep, you wouldn't even be able to tell it was alcoholic really, because the taste is just very mild. Citrus flavours aren't my favourite flavours. They're kind of like pretty low on my flavour hierarchy, but overall, yeah, not too bad. Again, it's kind of sherbety, like a lemon sherbet. But yeah, very nice. The Horoyoi cocktails are very easy drinking for people who don't like strong cocktails or don't like high alcohol stuff. It's just very nice. It's kind of like an alco pop, as we call it. So yeah, that is Blue Hawaiian by Horoyoi. Okay, so for our next alcohol, we are revisiting another brand, and that is Suntory's Craft 196, well, minus 196, which is our premium shochu. Now this one is apple flavour, as you can see, Ringo. Gentle apple flavour, it says, so I suppose this can be not sour, I suppose, kind of like sweet. Actually, I wanted to see if I could see the word amai in there, because it doesn't have the same synonym in Japanese as it does over here, because sweet, obviously there's the flavour sweet, the taste sweet, and then sweet as in, oh, that's so sweet, that's so nice. That synonym doesn't exist in Japanese, so I'm wondering if it's a mistranslation of sweet. Anyway, oh yeah, that smells really good. It smells kind of like the apple chew sweets. Yes, so let's get in there. It's quite strong. It's 5%, so it's not as high as like the strong shochu ones. It's a bit more mellow, but the apple is gentle. It's brandy. Oh, so this one's a brandy mixture. Apple brandy goes very nice together as like a flavour combination. But yeah, it's definitely an alcohol you can taste, not like the light Horoyoi ones, like the 3% ones. you can still get sort of like the sweet appley taste from it, but it's rather muted compared to the alcoholic taste. So it's very alcohol forward, but not like incredibly strong, like the strong ones. So yeah, that's very nice. I've actually got some cans of Apple Tango in my room that I have just like as my regular fizzy drink. I think if I just put a touch more of apple flavour in here, it'd make it a little more smooth, a little more easy to drink. As it is, it's fine, but I would definitely prefer a sweeter flavour to go along with it. But yeah, not too bad. It's very nice. Okay, next up, I'm doing something a little bit different. This one isn't Japanese, this is Korean. And to be honest, I can't really remember where I got it from. But this is grape beer from Yeongdong. I don't know how this differs from a cocktail or whether it actually is a beer that's flavoured with grape. But this is 4%. We've got a little dude here on the can. I don't know who that is. Maybe it's the CEO of the company or something. But let's open it up. See what it's like. Ooh, yeah, smells very grape. There does seem to be like a hint of beer smell in there, so I'm guessing maybe it is more beer-like than a cocktail. It's pinky reddy colour, like grape. It's got a foam on it, bit of a head, like a beer. So, well, as I said before, I'm not much of a fan of beer, not really a beer drinker, but the grape smell is giving me high hopes, shall we say. So let's give it a try. Oh yeah, I burped then, and the burp very much tasted like regular beer, but not very strong. It tastes very much like a shandy, which I don't know about the rest of the world, but in the UK it's a pretty popular drink. You take like half beer, half lemonade, or half blackcurrant or something like that, to sort of like cut it down, I suppose. It kind of has that kind of taste to it. But yeah, the grape is kind of like sweet and smooth enough to kind of mellow down the beer taste, so it's not as strong, so it doesn't really taste like beer. I mean, it's got a little bit of like the aftertaste. I mean, it is a beer, so you can definitely taste it in there, but yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, not bad. So if you're not a big fan of beer, you'd probably still enjoy this, because personally I hate beer. I can't really stand it at all. There's like 1 or 2 different beers that I've tried that I actually find what's the word? Tolerable. Yeah, find tolerable enough to actually drink. But if it came to like choosing drinks, I would not choose a beer. But this, if this was ever an option anywhere, then, you know, I'd probably go for it. Yeah, pleasant surprise. Overall, not too bad. Okay, next for our Japanese alcohols is Kirin Hyoketsu, which is a range I don't believe I've heard of before. This is a 5% cocktail, and the flavour this time is salted lychee, which sounds interesting. Lychees I may have mentioned before. I'm not actually a big fan of the fruit, because I find the texture to be very slimy and unpalatable, so it's not really my kind of thing. But the flavour I'm alright with. I've had a couple of drinks. I think cola I might have had, and there was also the Japanese brand Mets, which was lychee flavour, but it wasn't salted lychee, so I don't know how that's going to affect the flavour of this. But let's pop it open. Ooh, come on. Ooh. Okay, it's clear. Ooh, yeah, that smells really good. I say lychee, the flavour is really nice. It's kind of just like a very sweet, sugary kind of flavour. I think a lot of the popping boba, the little squishy balls with the filling inside I've had, which are lychee flavour, and they're really nice. So I'm just going to pour some into my little tester cup here. It is sparkling, so that's good. And again, just very clear. Let me see, what is the alcohol in here? Vodka. So it's a vodka mix. And again, it smells really good, really sweet. You know, it's very, very lychee. So let's give it a taste. Oh. So yeah, it doesn't actually taste that sweet. The lychee comes through more in the scent than the actual flavour, but it is quite salty, and it's a little heavy on the vodka flavour, so. Yeah, it is there. It's kind of a hint of lychee, which comes through more again in the scent, because you know the sense of smell and the sense of taste are very closely linked. But yeah, it definitely tends to lean more towards the vodka and the salt, kind of like the more bitter sort of flavour. But it's pretty nice. Again, it's 5%, so it's kind of like a middle ground for strength. Excuse me. It's definitely not as strong as, I say this every time, but not as strong as like the Kirin Strong or the Suntory Strong or anything like that. But it's not as mild and flavourful as the Horoyoi cocktails, which were only 3%. You know, they were very, very light. But I think I'd probably mix this with something just to bring out the fruitiness and the sweetness a little more. Because as it is, there isn't too much flavour, there isn't too much of a fruit to it. So I think I'd maybe just put a little drop of, you know, something else in there, maybe a little bit of lemonade, maybe some juice of some kind, a little bit of apple juice maybe, I don't know. But for me, I would like a bit more flavour, but otherwise, not too bad. And I like the nice little texture on the can there, it's very nice on my fingers. But yeah, salted lychee from Kirin Hyoketsu, quite nice. Okay, so our next Japanese alcohol here is yet another visit to a brand that we've done before, which is Suntory's Strong Zero, which is a variation of the Suntory 196, which is the typical shochu that you get. We actually sell those in our store now. Only the two flavours, lemon and grapefruit, but it's something. So this is, again, Strong Zero, and this is double ume flavour. I don't know what the double is about, but we'll find out, I suppose. So, let me just wipe the top of the can off. I've got my glass here just in case I want to do a show off of the colour, what it looks like. Let's open it up. Now, we've tried ume flavour things before. I don't know what makes it double ume, whether it's two different types of plum, or whether it's just twice as strong. I don't know. It smells good. It always has a kind of like brandy type smell. I'm pretty sure the first time I tried ume, I said that it tasted like Christmas. And yeah, that's the kind of vibes you get from it. So, just a sort of pale yellow colour, very pale, the same kind of colour as like Prosecco or Champagne or something like that. But yes, here we go, I'm going to get straight into it. That's not actually too bad. Like, considering, again, we've done Strong Zero before, they're very strong cocktails, 9%. So it has quite a bit of a kick. And you can definitely taste that it is strong, the alcohol in it is strong, but it doesn't quite hit you in the same way that most of the strong cocktail shochu stuff does. It's still definitely there, but it's not as much of a punch. But yeah, again, it does have like that brandy kind of taste, the plum Christmas pudding, as I would describe it, flavour. Very nice. Again, as with the strong ones, it does kind of overwhelm the taste of the fruit. Obviously the alcohol is the first foremost very forward flavour that you get from it. But I would not by any means say that this is a mellow cocktail like some of the others. Again, I always bring up Horoyoi as the mellow one because that's a 3% and you can just drink that very easily. But this one, it very much lets you know that it's alcoholic. See, there's a Puro Brun Zero. Oh, yeah, Plum Zero. Fair enough. So yeah, nothing about this one particularly stands out too much. I'll tone that down now because again, this is alcohol and I'm kind of loading up on a bit. So I'm just gonna leave it there for now. But yeah, lots of flavour, but again, very much punchy with the alcohol. But yeah, very nice. I do like the Strong Zero because I think for me it's at the level of strong, like, alcohol that I'm just about comfortable with. I wouldn't say it's as flavourful as something like soju, because soju is like 14%, most of the ones I get anyway. But while they are strong, they're very, very fruity as well, very, very sweet. Whereas this has less alcohol, but more alcohol taste, if that makes sense. But yeah, overall, very nice. It's another winner for Suntory's Strong Zero. Okay, so this last one is a little bit of a cheat. It's not a Japanese alcohol, but it is an Asian alcohol that I got from Asian Market. I don't think it was one of the local ones, I think it was one of the Bristol ones. But this one is Rio. So this is a Chinese brand from Chinese brand from Rio, and they have their own Rio Strong in the same way that Kirin and Suntory have their Strong. And this is peach and vodka. What is it? 8%, so not quite as strong as the Kirin Strong, but pretty close. Ooh, very fizzy. Ooh, even from up here, I'm getting a nice, strong smell of the peach. It is white peach as well, I think. Yeah, that smells really good. Okay, so let's give it a sip. Not too bad. Quite strong, but not in a sort of like sharp, burny, overpowering way. Like the alcohol is definitely very, very it's very much punch you in the face. So it's it is the main element of the flavour, but the peach is what gets you first. When you take the mouthful, you get that sort of like sweet, fruity burst of the peach, and then you get the strong alcohol coming in afterwards. But yeah, it's not, like, it doesn't taste as strong or as overwhelming as like the Kirin Strong might. Maybe it's all that 1% that makes the difference. But yeah, no, it's very good, very flavourful, very sweet and peachy. But yeah, that one's a pretty good one. So yeah, 8% alcoholic volume. And yeah, if you like a drink to be on the stronger side, as I tend to, I prefer like the stronger cocktails and the stronger alcohols. Sorry, I had something in my mouth there. Then yeah, this is probably the kind of thing that you would enjoy. It still has the flavour of the peach. It could probably do with having a little more sweet and fruitiness to it, but overall this is probably one of the preferable ones that I've had, I think. Yeah, so that's Rio Strong, and I can very much recommend it.